What's going on, guys? In today's video we have to talk about a Bitcoin miner I have rarely mentioned in this channel, if at all. I told you guys in my last video that I would be talking about a Bitcoin miner that posted a profitable quarter. We're going to go over their mining update, go over their earnings, we're going to look at their chart as well. And everyone that asked what miner it was, everyone that gave me a miner they thought it would be, no one got it. That comes to no surprise because this is a very little talked about stock. And honestly, I think that's a bit unfortunate because I do think this is going to be a very solid Bitcoin miner to play on this Bitcoin halving cycle. But before I bore you to death, let's get into this video. If you guys like this content, make sure you like, subscribe, ring the notification bell. Check out the links down below for some free stocks and cryptos. And let's take a look at Cipher mining, CIFR stock. First off, I want to give you guys a quick update on Bitcoin. Bitcoin's recovering a little bit today. We're bouncing off of this support line that I talked about. Looks like we might be heading towards our resistance zone around 70,000. Keep an eye on it, see if we break this descending pattern. So far, it looks like Bitcoin's probably going to trend up, hit resistance, head back down, test support again, maybe test the 50 MA, sit at about 64,000. But Bitcoin is tightening up. It is going to choose a new direction soon. My suspicion is up. The halving's under 2 weeks away, and you know, as I've said before, we're looking at the last opportunities to buy. Now, of course, you could buy 3 months from now, 6 months from now, and probably get some gains. But what I mean is you're looking at the last chance to buy and potentially see multiples. I'm talking about the Bitcoin miners, I'm talking about altcoins, I'm talking about Bitcoin. The higher Bitcoin goes, the higher these Bitcoin miners go. The longer into this cycle we get, the less multiples you can expect. Those potential 5x returns turn into maybe a 2x return, 3x return. Now is the time to still be bullish on the miners for the next couple of months before those gains are going to diminish. As I've said, any pullback, any dip is a buying opportunity, and I won't be saying that for much longer. But let's look at Cipher, look at their fourth quarter results. They did post a profitable quarter. They posted a fourth quarter GAAP earnings of 10.6 million. Looking at their hash rate, they raised that to 7.4 exahash in the first quarter of 2024. And they're on track to reach 9.3 exahash by the end of the third quarter of 2024, with the potential to grow 25 exahash per second by the end of 2025. And here's something I wanted to mention to you guys. I've said this before, but you got to really keep a close eye on these Bitcoin miners. When they get to reporting the January, February, March quarter, I think it's going to be a big deal. We're going to see a lot of these miners posting profits. This is when Bitcoin went from under 40,000 to like 70,000 during those 3 months. And this is the last quarter before the halving takes effect. But anyways, it's the January, February, March months. Companies reporting that quarter, I do expect many to see profitability. We're going to see huge revenue increases. They're probably going to beat revenues. But this quarter here that we're looking over for Cipher is the October, November, December months when Bitcoin went from like 20,000s, the high 20,000s, to nearly 40,000. So I do expect next earnings for Cipher for a lot of the miners to be very exciting. It's going to be a very exciting time. These miners will be reporting earnings for the quarter in the January, February, March months, and there's going to be after the halving when many will report. Some are reporting in late April, some are reporting in May. I think this is going to take the market by surprise. Everyone's going to be paying attention to how rewards cut the miners in half. And then they're going to go post earnings, and while we will know that the halving rewards being cut hasn't taken effect yet in that quarter, the market may be surprised. But before I continue blabbing on, let's go over some more of this. We're particularly excited about our expansion plans for 2024 and 2025. We expect to be at 9.3 exahash, as I said, by the end of Q3 2024 via the fully funded expansions at Bear and Chief data centers, and over 16 exahash per second in the first half of 2025. Hold the phones. A lot of you guys are probably saying, well, CleanSpark's already passed 16 exahash. Why do I want to look at Cipher? Well, CleanSpark is also around a $4 billion company where Cipher is under $2 billion. So keep that in mind. You know, we're dealing with much different market cap companies. We're dealing with different hash rates as well. Continuing on, we have the potential to grow to 25 exahash per second by the end of 2025 with the eventual completion of Black Pearl. With the strength of our balance sheet, our expansion plans, and proven track record on execution, we expect to be a clear winner through the halving and into the next cycle. And looking at their cash and equivalents right now, they're sitting at 86,105,000, and they're sitting at a current $22 million in debt. Now let me know in the comments below what you guys think about Cipher. Have you looked into this company before? It seems like anyone asking me to cover a Bitcoin miner never mentions Cipher. Very few have ever even mentioned Cipher, and it just seems like there isn't really any retail following to it. But next up, let's go over their monthly mining update. I have a couple things I want to explain to you here. Now here's their March update. I'll leave it down below in the description, but Bitcoin mined was 316. This was a decrease month over month, and they go over why this was. Despite significant curtailment from our power provider at Odessa for plant maintenance and the continuing growth of overall network hash rate, Our team did an outstanding job maintaining our uptime and optimizing our portfolio. We continue to grow our Bitcoin inventory, which now stands at 1,741 Bitcoin. Also, our construction teams made significant progress developing our upcoming second quarter data center expansions at Bear and Chief, and completed early work at our Black Pearl site, which is scheduled to come online in 2025. As we look towards the halving in April, we are very well positioned with our growing hash rate, best-in-class unit economics, and continued timely execution of expansion plans. As per this mining update, Cipher only sold 8 Bitcoin. I like seeing this. I like the miners right now that are focusing on holding their Bitcoin ahead of the halving. I think that will do them well. And I've showed you guys this before. It's becoming a little outdated now. This was showing a $40,000 current price for Bitcoin. But this is basically the all-in cost for these Bitcoin miners immediately post-halving. Some of these miners are in the 60,000s. Some miners like BitDeer, I've talked about this one, as low as 17,000. We have CleanSpark at the number 2 spot. And then we've got Riot here as well. Also bullish on Riot, but we've got Cipher. Cipher's all-in cost, according to Cantor Fitzgerald, is 44,700, well under Bitcoin's current price. And of course, as I showed you guys, they posted a profitable quarter. Very few miners have done this, CleanSpark being one of them, and now obviously Cipher being another. But I'm curious guys, do you know any Bitcoin miners besides Cipher or CleanSpark that are posting profitability already? Let me know in the comments below. Now looking at Cipher on the chart, just like most of the Bitcoin miners, we have been in a beautiful uptrend since the beginning of 2023. That's right, these Bitcoin miners have been in a bullish uptrend for over a year now. Now here's something I'm looking for Cipher, and to give you guys a disclaimer, no, I don't own any Cipher yet. I wanted to give you guys this video first, and then my plan is to just kind of add in over the next couple of months. But looking at Cipher, you know, a great pickup would be down at this trend line, this ascending support we were following so far. But if we do cool down a bit, head to the high 3s, this would be a great zone in my opinion to pick up some Cipher. Be right around where the 50 and the 200 MA are. And it's honestly been just kind of trending around the 50 and 200 MA. We had this recent spike, we have been cooling down pretty nicely. So I do think now is a decent time to pick up some Cipher. At least you wouldn't be picking it up in the high 5s, but I think there is potential that Cipher can head down to the high 3s, potentially bounce off either this ascending support line or bounce off these moving averages. Looking at the EMAs as well, they're also bullish like the MAs. And you want to see how Cipher tests the 50 MA right around 380 if we do start heading down there. But Cipher has cooled down quite a bit from this spike. It actually got to oversold for a short period, and now we're seeing a little relief rally. We'll see if we start heading lower and testing this potential area as support, this $4 psychological 4. That could also be a great pickup point if you don't want to wait for potentially a test of this support line. Maybe we don't head down there. But Cipher's looking great. They're expecting a profitable quarter coming up. Big surprise. $49 million in revenue compared to our $43 million that we reported. Of course, we posted a profitable quarter in the quarter that I just went over, the fourth quarter. And honestly, I think Cipher could be a good play on the Bitcoin halving. Hash rate to market cap is pretty attractive. They're sitting a little over $1 billion. They're at over a 7 exahash. The fact that they're profitable is huge. We are going to see a few more miners post profitability in my opinion before we see them flip back to unprofitable after the halving takes effect. But I do suspect this cycle compared to last cycle, we will see a lot more miners posting profitability and earlier in this cycle compared to last cycle. But let me know what you guys think about Cipher mining. I think it's definitely worth taking a look at. Let me know what miners you want me to cover next, and I'll try to cover them for you. Thanks as always for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.